All right, one card is going on the bottom for Jeskai John, and we are underway. Here's Volcanic Island and DRC. Mishra's Bobble Cervelle.
So your opponent, you discard a card.
Bobbling Phil. Looks like a Mystic Sanctuary on top.
Like it's so easy to play around. Absolutely. People see the streamers do it, like, oh.
All right, Prismatic Ending going after DRC, but it's getting dazed. Cervelle trigger. Puts a Ponder into the yard. Attacking for one. Life totals are unfortunately just barely cut off up top, so I'll keep track down below so everybody can see what's going on. Phil's at 19. Now going down to 18. Or 17 actually. 2 fetches and a hit from DRC.
Portent target myself.
Portent target myself. %59% likely that a Triumph of St. Katherine will miracle in this match, says Twitch chat. Delver trigger reveals Brainstorm. John takes it partially out of the sleeve, which is interesting. An interesting choice. Ponder, Cervelle. Leaves it on top. Maybe John needs a land here. Draws off Ponder. Now attacking for 4. Phil takes it, go down 13.
Let's go.
Prismatic Ending.
You have instant sorcery artifacts. You just need land.
Just need land, says Force of Phil for Delirium. Still going to go after DRC with... All right, Force pitching Brainstorm to protect DRC. Leaves it on top off Cervelle. Phil plays a Tundra. Portent. Targeting himself.
No, it's
Oh, this.
that was all.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
It is. And then I will pass to you.
All right, Portent shuffle here for Phil. We'll draw a card on John's upkeep. Passing the turn, draws. There's a fetch land for John. Attacking for 4, but fetching before damage, it looks like. So it'll be 6 damage, putting Phil down to 7. Force of Will in the fetch got John down to 18. And another Delver. So Terminus will be pretty good here. Nope. Ponder for Phil. Volcanic Island and a Brainstorm. Reset life totals here for game 2. A fetch for Phil, finding an island.
I'm gonna put in target myself.
Yep.
Portent will resolve. Passes the turn, draws off Portent. Polluted Delta pass.
Good.
Put that on top.
Something
Also, some of my versions so that
Fetching with Scalding Tarn.
basically the right version is more.
Getting a volcanic.
Yeah. People are playing this good day together.
I like that. I tried to do an Euro, like stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I know each element says
Yes.
it's doing well.
Brainstorm. Still in the setting up phase of this game. No creatures on the board yet for John. Putting 2 on top. I'm going to fetch for John.
Predict target myself.
Predict.
Okay. I got you.
Predict gets dazed. Doing my best to keep track of life totals here.
I have not played one. I went Tarn Delta. And then
But I'm on the play. This is your turn too.
It was my turn too. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
All right, John, just clarifying where we are in the game. And a ponder.
In my upkeep, I'm gonna predict target myself.
Yes.
Flooded turn.
All right, upkeep predict for Force of Fill. Name Flooded Strand, mills it into the graveyard, then draws 2, then draws for turn. Flooded Strand pass.
Where's that?
Murktide would be a 5/5, it looks like. Maybe a 6/6, actually.
So I should do this.
Fetch and response. Mystical Dispute. Mystical Dispute counters it. Very nice. Counterbalance on the stack. That's a good one. That'll be resolving, and John is going to have to fight through that. That's tough. Polluted Delta comes down. Here's Mishra's Bauble. Counterbalance trigger reveals a 0, so Mishra's Bauble's gone.
Wasteland, Waster Saga.
Mystic Sanctuary on top of the library for Phil. So we know there's a 0 on top.
Play this one.
2 cards in the graveyard currently for John. Here's Expressive Iteration. See if that resolves. Flusterstorm. It's pretty good. At least 3 copies.
Yeah, result. And then still. Fetch.
John fetches, going down to 17.
Should be at 16.
I guess Phil is also at 17. Power Blast on upkeep on the counterbalance. It looks like just happened here. Playing the Mystic Sanctuary. Putting Portent back on top.
Start myself. Sure.
Predict. Putting the Portent back into the yard to draw 2. Brainstorm.
Yeah, you can just keep enabling attacks.
If I need the red source,
Good.
And then passing the turn. All right, so John, with I think 4 cards in the graveyard currently.
Keep hands with wasteland.
There could be a 5th Scalding Tarn. All right, Maddening Hex coming down. That's a good one.
when I fetched for the basic Ireland, that was not pretty. That was like,
That'll be tough for Phil to beat if it resolves.
and I saw Lightning Bolt, Delver.
Prismatic Ending can remove it, but all right, Hydroblast. Hydroblast counters it. That works.
I should have just, shuffled and looked for a land.
Phil thought about it for a moment, but blasted it. There's a Ponder.
Always trust the totem finder.
Ponder Shuffle.
So, I should have committed one way or another. I would play Super Greedy and go for it, or play Conservative.
Draws off Ponder. Flooded Strand.
I have three good. I'll pass turn.
Passing the turn. John fetching here on upkeep. Mystic Sanctuary. Maybe gonna put Expressive Iteration on top. I think Expressive Iteration is still in the graveyard, right?
Cast.
Another Mystical Dispute hits Expressive Iteration. Jizzle says, I guess Delver would have a hard time beating St. Catherine outside of racing it with a sufficiently larger Murktide. Exactly. St. Catherine seems like it would be really difficult for Delver to beat. I guess Unholy Heat with Delirium can hit it, if they have Unholy Heat in the deck. If you're a Delver player watching, are you running Unholy Heat right now? Is everybody doing that?
I'll pass turn.
All right, here's a Brainstorm.
I knew a guy who won Imagine. I guess he picked this as a fun search. Always walk out of balance game where Steve lives. It's awesome.
Exactly, yeah. Unholy Heat works, but the thing about St. Catherine is that it eventually comes back. Here's St. Catherine getting miracled off the top.
I'm just gonna miracles for 2. It's 5 life linker. Has some text when it dies.
Will it miracle successfully is the question. Force Pitching Days. It did miracle, though, so we're going to say yes for the predictions.
Holding this.
There you go.
Are you held it?
First ever on camera.
6.
Double Bolt hits a second St. Catherine, which then gets shuffled in, and is now one of the top 7 cards of Phil's deck. Double Bolt does work, yeah.
Face down pile. If you do shuffle that pile, put it back on top of your library. Good. Okay.
It comes right back. Oh, that's so annoying. Phil and I were talking about this card too. you know, if you're running 4 Triumph of St. Catherine's in the deck and you shuffle one into the top 7 cards of your library, there's a chance another copy is in the top 7 cards of your library and will just come right back. And, you know, the creature will just come right back the next turn. It's not guaranteed that it'll take any more than one turn to come right back. So, killing it is not even that great, is the point. It does have to die, though. So if you exile it or if you counter it, it won't go on top of the deck. It's only if it dies.
Yeah.
Right? Do I have that right? All right, going to game 3. Minifer is here. What's up, Minifer? Taller Eric is calling for a ban. Taller Eric is already calling for a ban.
Yep.
All right. Steam vents into DRC, and we're underway here for game 3. Important Force of Fill to start the game. And it's getting dazed. Surveil puts an expressive iteration into the graveyard.
Good.
Braven Inspector, Dean, Dahlia, Lieutenant, Brutal Kadar. It's just like, it's not really DNT, but it is just the item.
Delver comes down, attacking for 1. And passing.
Combo deck, you might like that. It's like the second.
Prismatic Ending on DRC is getting Force, pitching Hydroblast. Okay. Surveil. Putting a Daze into the graveyard. So DRC will live. No Delirium yet for John, and no flip of the Delver either. Ponder, Surveil.
Rest in peace.
And
Wait for turn to make both block the one.
Hydroblast on DRC. That'll resolve. Phil will take 1. Hydroblast putting in work in this match. For Phil, anyway. John's Hydroblast just got pitched. Counterbalance. Okay, so Counterbalance is pretty good. Ponder revealed on top for John, and Insectile Aberration now is on the board. Attacking for 3. And a fetch.
Yeah, but like you're done working, right? I was, but I'm actually
No, this is the mid-range is the new one that just been built, like in this chapter.
Yeah, it's weird.
And apparently they were built to be able to be mono green. To beat Reckless. That was just
Delver tried to get cast there. A Hydroblast revealed on top with Counterbalance, though, and it's countered. Yeah, Queen is filling us in on what Triumph of St. Catherine means in the Warhammer world. I don't know anything about Warhammer. I know so little about Warhammer. What are some what's the coolest thing about Warhammer, everybody? What do you like about Warhammer people? Besides painting the miniatures, like I get that part, but like as far as the gameplay, the painting part feels like a separate hobby altogether. I'm talking more about the game. Or is it really just painting them in the game? And the game is not that interesting.
I mean, it's not.
And then just like keep fighting.
I mean, on board.
I don't know.
I mean, no, forgetting what we forgot.
Attack you, draw head.
You were just excused. You just had misperception.
Does that work? I don't know. I don't know what the mid range.
Yeah,
I heard mid range is supposed to beat up on practice.
Affecting your upkeep.
Phoenix is the deck.
Upkeep, trying to Swords this Intactile Aberration. That'll resolve. And give John 3 life. Here's Murktide hitting the stack. I don't think Counterbalance will be able to get that. Looks like it'll be full size. Counterbalance actually revealing a card. It'll be Tundra. I don't know what 7s Phil could even have. Predict. I'm gonna draw 2. All right, Murktide resolved.
It's not that bad. Mono Blue Spirit sees more play usually because it's like it's you play a 1/2.
Ponder here for Phil. Ponder thrown in the trash. All right, Swords hits Murktide and it resolves. So up to 25 goes John. Mystic Sanctuary putting Predict on top. So that's a 2 on top. Two cards in hand for John.
Literally like Soldier of the Pantheon, Thalia's Lieutenant, Spectre, Thalia, Rotocatar, that's it.
Petty Theft. Or Brazen Borrower. Not sure.
Some of the counterbalance trigger on set.
Yeah, they play Brave Soldiers, so they can just like run through
Brainstorm with the Counterbalance trigger on the stack.
Model Green builds up all of their giant creatures, you just go throw rain with whatever.
The board wasn't empty. I needed specific. I was looking for specific card points.
I'll let you do this one.
This is good.
It's an O-ring.
So yeah,
It's an
October
O-ring
is
that
really
when it
this
flips,
is Delver.
it shows 3.
Okay, looks like it was just a hard cast Brazen Borrower and it sticks. Wasn't really sure if it was Petty Theft or not. But it's attacking now, putting Phil down to 8. And a Predict.
Volcanic Isle? Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, it says it transforms to orange, so if it flips and floats, it can steal another card.
Alright, St. Catherine getting cast here. That's not good for Jeskai John.
yeah,
Well, before you came to the next one,
It has so many effects.
I'm in a pretty
Brazen on top?
On the backside,
Mystic Sanctuary, put Brainstorm on top. Lightning Bolt. Reveals Flooded Strand. Hydroblast and the Lightning Bolt.
yeah, I think it would have taken.
I think I just that much. I put that back. I respect that melt. That was more of a. That's
that jump, they feel like they don't dig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I will pass from you.
incomprehensible that I.
Triumph of St. Catherine, a 5/5 life linker. Getting a hit in. And this game may quickly become out of reach for John. Without a Murktide. Mystical Dispute counters Expressive Iteration. That gets a scoop from John, and that's the match. Well played. Triumph of St. Catherine looking quite good there. Nicely done.